probably started growing your own food because homegrown tastes better. All of that pride of the harvest, it just simply tastes better. You probably started growing your own food because you know exactly how it's grown. You know it's toxin free. You know that it is the most nutrient dense food on the planet because you have nurtured it. You've nurtured the soil, which delivered the nutrients to the plants, which provides all of that health and vitality to you. You probably grow your own food because you can pick whichever varieties you want for lots of diversity, lots of flavors that you can't get at the grocery store. And you probably are growing food because you love plants and you love being outside and enjoying your time in nature. And you may even be preserving the harvest. And in that whole process, you may or may not have underestimated flowers. I know I did when I first got started in my first couple gardens. And flowers are an amazing way to not only add productivity to your already thriving vegetable and herb garden, but they also transform that production garden into a work of art, into a place of miracles. And so that is what flowers are all about, bringing more creativity, bringing more joy, bringing more light into your life. Flowers truly are the food for the soul. One of the main reasons you grow food is production. You want the most amount of harvest. You want to ensure that you're providing food for your family. And one of the factors there is ensuring that every tomato flower that's on your plant transforms into a precious tomato. Every cucumber flower transforms into a cucumber. And how does that happen? Well, that happens with pollinators. And luckily, there are over 200,000 pollinators who are just looking for excitement in the world. They are looking for beautiful flowers. They are looking for work that they can do for you. And by the way, when they transform those flowers into fruits, they're also creating the seeds for the next generation of plants. So the production of your garden really is connected to how many pollinators you have access to, and how many varieties of pollinators that you have access to increases your ability to transform those flowers into food. And so you want to think about a variety of colors that will attract pollinators, a variety of flower sizes that will attract pollinators. As much diversity as you can include means you get as many pollinators coming to the party of your garden. And you will experience some fun and some joy and some awe and some wonder by seeing new pollinators. So one of the main reasons people talk about growing flowers in their garden always comes back to pollinators because of production. And speaking of production, the second reason to include flowers in your garden is that you can grow your own fertilizer. How cool is that? So a lot of people think about flowers as beautiful or attracting pollinators, but guess what? It can also be fertilizer. So comfrey, which is this photo here, is got these little purple flowers, and it's a big leafy plant, and it's a big perennial. It'll grow back year after year. The benefit of growing some comfrey is that you can simply chop this whole thing down, chop it up into little bits and deliver it to the soil, and it will compost in place and it delivers nitrogen back into your garden. How cool is that, that you can actually grow your own fertilizer? And you know, when you're growing nutrient-rich food, the number one thing to do is to replenish the soil. And you can chop this entire plant down, put it in the soil, and it will grow back. Flowers add so much beauty in the world. Their colors, these are striped marigolds. These are French striped marigolds. They add so much beauty. And so when you have a big vegetable garden full of green things, and then you've got these pops of color everywhere, it adds so much beauty to your life. And when you go out in your garden, it's so enjoyable seeing all of these flowers pop all around the garden. This should also be no surprise that the sixth reason that a lot of people grow flowers is for the fragrance. And so fragrance will change your mood. As you brush up against this rose bush and you smell the rose, it changes the way you're feeling in any possible moment. And so being out in your garden and getting a chance to smell the flowers is a wonderful time. The seventh reason to grow flowers in your vegetable and herb garden is the great unknown. And if you think about where miracles come from in your life, it's oftentimes out of the blue. It's oftentimes from things that are uncertain. It's things where you can't predict. It's things that you don't know. And then the miracles show up. And Einstein said it best when he said, I have no special talent. I'm only passionately curious. So when you're passionately curious about nature and you're in wonder and awe, and you see a flower and you say, I'm attracted to that flower. I don't know why, doesn't matter. I'm going to take it home and I'm going to nourish it and I'm going to nurture it and I'm going to see what happens and allow the mysteries of this particular plant to unfold. And perhaps you don't even do any research online about the flower. You simply bring it home to get to know it like a relationship with a person. And in my experience, this is what I refer to as spirit gardening. It's trusting that in these uncertain plants, in these things that we're attracted to intuitively, that there's something there for us. There's a lesson for us. There's a reason why we're attracted to it. Maybe it holds a medicine that we need. And it is embracing that great unknown that makes our garden so fun. This really helps transform a simple, productive garden into a place of miracles, a zone of miracles, by embracing the unknown and bringing home flowers that you've never met before. And the number one factor when you're adding flowers is to have a system where the perennials are the same in every bed, so that the rest of the food can rotate through. And if it's an annual, it can just be mixed in with all of your other vegetables and herbs, because it's going to get ripped out by the end of the year anyway. So it can just get mixed in anywhere. And of course, one of my favorite design considerations for choosing flowers in your vegetable in our garden is, does this flower spark joy in your life? Do the colors just make you so excited? Like the minute you see these colors in the garden, you just get it. You're like, yes, I'm so happy I planted that. Look at that beautiful flower. Is it the smell when you brush by it? When you brush by that rose bush or that lavender or whatever it is, do you just feel nourished in your heart and so happy? Is it the shape of the flower? This wonderfully wild tiger lily with these dots. I just love the shape of it. It's just so explosive and just wild. I love the shape of this. And every time I see one of these, it just makes me smile. So does the flower spark joy? Because the garden is this place of wonder. And the more joy we can bring into the garden, that means the more time we want to spend there, which means the more food we will grow, which means the more health we will enjoy, the more vitality. And really, what joy is all about is it will spark more creativity in your life and innovation in your life.
If this presentation highlights inspired you to see your garden in a whole new way, you're going to love the Superfood Garden Summit. You'll learn from expert gardeners about growing more food, creating healthier ecosystems, and building a garden that nourishes both body and soul. Grab your free ticket at superfoodgardensummit.com and plan to join us June 2nd through 5th. See you there.